must choose. But choose wisely.
Holy Grail Toys is the ultimate destination for rare action figures, exclusive merch, and collector-grade drops. And now, taking pre-orders for the Bandito 112 scale action vehicle from Odd Frog Entertainment, releasing in 2026.
You have chosen wisely.
HolyGrailToys.com.
The Sarlacc Digest, the long-running live stream podcast digesting Star Wars topics for over 1,000 years. Join them for all the latest news, rumors, and theory crafting with none of the drama or the bull. Live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific Time on YouTube. And don't forget the Sarlacc Toy Chest, covering all the newest Star Wars toy releases and news from Hasbro, Hot Toys, Jakks Pacific, and more. Live every other Monday at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Time. Be there and keep it nerdy.
PlasticNews.com. All the latest from Hollywood, toys, gaming, comics, and anything pop culture. PlasticNews.com. Don't forget the IQ. PlasticNews.com.
Well. It is another Friday night, 7 p.m. Pacific Time, right here on the Shadow Knows Network. We're back at it again with another jam-packed episode for you all. Thanks for tuning in, whether you're watching us live or you catch us on the replay. We are here once again, and tonight we're diving into the best action figure lines that you should be collecting, or at least the ones that we're telling ourselves are investments. Look, if any tiny of the articulated pieces of plastic and collecting these is wrong, I don't want to be right. I don't think anybody wants us to be right. And so buckle in, adjust your display stands. It's time to drain your wallet, and most importantly, make you question every adult decision you've ever made as we get into the best action figure lines you should be collecting. So stay tuned, grab your drink, your popcorn, and all things that you hold close. This is Pixels, Plastic, and Ink. Well, as we said at the top of the show, we're going to get into a lot of things, not just what lines you should be collecting, but there's a lot of other news in the pop culture industry, including a lot of new trailers that happen in motion pictures for 2026. Lots of rumors, Star Trek, Super Mario, plus all your favorite segments. But before we go any further, make sure you hit the subscribe button right now. Like, comment, again, whether you're watching us live or on the replay. And also, what better way to support the show than to become a channel member?
True.
And I think before we get started, as we always do, we have to thank all of our members who support us each and every week throughout the channel. Let's give some love to the Shadow Elite. As you see here, much appreciated. Whether you're hanging out weekly, you're watching us on replay, the Syndicate, the Shadow Army, we appreciate the support. And look, all you got to do is just click, become a member. Lots of perks, behind the scene videos, all the good stuff. And then also member exclusive giveaways. And tonight we have another giveaway. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. We will do this at the end of the show, but if you're tuning in for the first time, all you got to do is be a member, because we are giving away a beautiful Transformers Legacy 2-pack. This retails about $40-50. Beautiful, sealed. Hey, if you don't collect Transformers, what a great way to give someone a gift for the holidays. Or if this is your first Transformer, you're going to dip your toe in the water. You're going to be addicted. And if you're a Transformers fan, well, hell, add this to your collection. Exclusive channel member giveaway tonight. We're going to touch on that. Mr. Storm, how are you this fine Friday night?
Hey, doing good, man. Doing good, actually. Yeah, we can't be in the giveaway, right? It's only just for the channel members, right?
Yeah, it's already. If you're a channel member and you're not one of the 4 people here, then you're good. But if you're on there, you can't.
We also got a fake account, but I certainly didn't do that.
And I gotta say, look at this, man. You got Windsweeper, you got Decepticon Clean Sweep, Ozone, and Prime Universe Breakdown. So, come on now.
There's also an update that was given to me that Meeks is an elite member, not Army. So
we messed up. We messed up.
Well, we didn't. Steve did. So
damn it. Well, Steve's never getting a giveaway ever. Chet Maddox, how are you, sir?
Hey, I'm good, man. Look, there's a lot we got to talk about. This is a topic that I think could go on forever. I'm excited. It's also important to remember that these are just ours. This is no way are we going to even touch the surface of all the shit that's out there. But all that matters is at least we're getting them to you. And, Commander Bly, I'm sure will have a lot to say. So I'm excited to see what happens with there. But outside of that, how are you doing, Doctor of the Brentleys?
Well, if Commander Bly doesn't win, this whole thing is rigged. Okay, I think we all know that. But true. If you do win, you may regret it, because then you'll realize that you've got 40 years of collecting that you can start to dabble in.
Yeah.
It's a problem. That's the one thing. And I know we're going to talk about the action figure lines, the ones you should be collecting. But as soon as you start collecting stuff that happened in the 70s and 80s, it's very, very dangerous. So I just say, like, if you're going to start a line, maybe a line that started recently or the past couple of years, don't go back to, like, the 80s, because you'll be in trouble.
Beanie Babies, that's something you can get the entire collection for very reasonable.
For $10. For $10. Meeks gifted 1 membership in the chat. Meeks always giving the handouts, man. It's like Thanksgiving every single night when Meeks is in the chat.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, let's hit up the chat, because we don't want to forget those guys, and then hopefully, actually, Mr. Max will find out who actually did get that gifted membership.
We're on it. We're on it right now.
All right. Well, first of all, Smog17. Yo, welcome in. As always, Commander Bly. Absolutely. With the saluting. Yes, sir. Thank you. And then we've got
the Stone Mandalorian got that gifted.
Gift. Yeah, that's absolutely hot and everything. Of course, obviously, the man that did give the stuff away, Mr. Meek. Welcome in, sir. Checking through it down. It's like, oh, yeah. It's like, if I do it tonight's giveaway, I'm canceling my ship for blocking SKN. And he's also saying for members, yes, join up. He cleaned that one up and everything. Yeah, Smog got to say, nah, I've got to save money for some stupid expensive Bionicle figures. Yeah, well,
those are expensive. Those are good figures.
Wait till he sees the Enterprise.
Yeah.
You got Dark Moocher.
Good evening, Mooch.
Good evening.
That's with the animated Mooch logo. Love that one, man. From there, let's go down because actually there's a lot of guys chatting and doing their things. And actually, Judge Dredd. All right. In it right there. Love that. And let's see who else. Don't want to miss anybody before we get into this. Nope, just guys having great conversations with everyone. All right. And again, yeah, Stone Mandalorian, actually. We know that and everything. Yeah, I saw the skeleton on the thumbnail, so I'm excited to hear what y'all think about that. Yep, absolutely. We'll definitely let you know. All right. Well, like I said, one of those things that we're going to jump into is we've been saying this and going through this, but you saw the title. So, again, Mr. Maddox has let you know that, again, these are just our opinions. Hey, please. And also the order that we put it in, these are not we didn't put it like 1 through 10 and say that 1 is 10 or something else. You're definitely going to want to, just curb your enthusiasm. So we just put it in an actual order and everything. All right. So we're going to go ahead and knock this out. Guess what? You know that this month is Toy-vember, right? And Mr. Maddox, so let everybody know what Toy-vember is.
Yeah, on the Shadow Nose Network, it's your ultimate guide to the holiday toy rush. We're breaking down the season's must-have collectibles, hard-to-find grails, and hot pre-orders before they disappear. You can learn how to avoid the reseller markups, score retail wins, and hunt smart for the figures that'll define your collection heading into Christmas and beyond. So Absolutely. This is the survival guide for the month.
Yep. And guess what? It's going to be one heck of a month. You saw us on Wednesday's Toy Box Chronicles. We went over the, multi-line of madness. That's what we're calling this week. And one of the main things that we were saying is that why it is insane to collect that many actual lines. Well, guess what? We had a lot of interesting conversations on that. But then we thought to ourselves, well, what's the main lines we need to be actually going? So we thought this would carry on into the week. So we've got the 10 action figure lines worth collecting. And again, like Mr. Max said, just our opinion. So we're going to start off and ring off with number 10. And that is going to be, Masters of the Universe. Look, it's a legacy brand. Why is it on here? Well, obviously it stayed around for 40 plus years. There's a good reason for that. And it's still actually going strong today. In fact, it's so strong that if Mattel didn't have Motu and Barbie, it probably wouldn't hold the doors open because Hot Wheels is good, but Hot Wheels can't do it all by itself. So these 3 brands over there are basically keeping Mattel's doors open, and they've done everything from Masterverse to the cartoon classics to like the rebranding of the originals. Every time I sit around, something pops up. See, got super chat from my man Dark Moocher buying Meeks a coffee. All right, well thank you, sir. Appreciate that so much. We will get that to him. After the taxes and everything else like that, he will probably have to go to 7-Eleven for that coffee, but yeah.
The SKN tax.
And right there, we also got the Smug. I'm waiting for the local stores to get the new Eternia Cobra Clan. If I'm not mistaken, we were in the store, right, Chet? And we saw that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Was that in the regular store or was that, did we see that over the discount store?
No, it was regular store.
Yeah, it was a regular store.
Oh, no. No, it was regular. It wasn't discount.
Yeah, that's what
we saw the TMNT crossovers.
That's the one we saw. Okay. Yeah, so all right. So, well, hopefully you get that going in. And Meeks just wants to let us know, or I'm sorry, Dark Moocher. $5 in California. I was just thinking about coffee.
He's just thinking about coffee, yeah.
Yeah. Well, all right. So also Commander Bly stated that he never bought a Motu fig. A friend of his had them all, and we had fun with them, but I never had the urge to get any for myself. That's saying a little something right there. So guys,
Have a good evening, Spog.
hey, thank you, sir. Do you think that it's actually, Motu should be on this list?
Yeah.
Uh,
There's a new movie coming out.
Mhm.
So these figures are going to go up in value, I think, within the next year. And early word is that the movie is actually good. So we'll see on that. But I'm in the same boat as Commander Bly. I was like 14, 15 when they really started coming out big. And I was just felt like it was a little too old for them. Darth Moocher, I'm all in on Motu. I think I'm about 95% complete. That's a lot.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
I bought a Castle Grayskull from someone because some guy told me he wanted one. So I found a really clean Castle Grayskull, and then the guy never bought it, so now I'm stuck with one.
Well, don't worry.
No.
That probably won't be for too long. And Judge Dredd says that I got 2 Motu figs. One I made into a custom Conan. All right, yeah, that's pretty cool. And the other one's the first Moss Man. All right, pretty good one.
One of the things I love about Motu is the amount of bootleg and KO figures there are dating back to the 80s. I think you could it's so cool to see all the different like old molds. You can go to literally every country and there's going to be some version of Motu, Mexico, South America, Latin America. I think I don't collect Motu, but one of the things that I do appreciate is you could actually go into a store and there'll probably be some hanging from peg hooks, which is much different than some of these other lines where you can't find hardly anything. So I'm not saying the rare stuff is accessible, but I do appreciate that. I think some of the cartoons and some of the stuff that support this line weren't the greatest. So hopefully this movie introduces He-Man to another generation. But I've always appreciated the play sets. I've always appreciated the lore. And if I didn't collect 95 other lines, Motu would probably be in that mix for sure.
And also the 1987 one is your favorite movie, right?
Yes.
Of all time. I mean, Dolph
Lundgren was the
Lundgren,
best.
like just amazing. Yeah. Yes, of course.
Meeks, I did see that beat 'em up that's coming, and it does look like a lot of fun.
Also, just also have a Grayskull by Yusufa Dracula's Castle.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there you go. Actually, sounds pretty good and everything. Also wants to state that I would buy a Snake Armor He-Man in the Masterverse if they made one. Okay. All right. Yeah, that Masterverse is a little bit more popular, I think, than some of the OGs at the moment. But yeah, again, as anybody else says, Mr. Maddox does have a Castle Grayskull. If you're looking for an OG one, then hit him up and everything like that. But
and it's really clean. I think it's complete too. I'm pretty sure it's complete.
Yeah, but reason why Motu also makes a list, not only did they do play sets, they also did vehicles. And I do think that by you doing vehicles and play sets, it adds more playability to it. It makes the line last longer. So that's one of the reasons why it popped up on the list. But hey, 10 down, 9 more to go. But let's go to 9. Boom. Hit it up right here. Number 9, Valiverse Action Force. Why do we put Valiverse on the list? Well, look, they're doing some great things. They do great army builders, as myself and Chet knows. He also picked up the Day of the Dead figure that was sent to him by the great Deadly Dioramas. And you could just see that the detail on the stuff is, and he does have vehicles, so that does add, whether your playability to it or just as a fan to put something extra on the shelf. And he has weapon packs, as you can see down there. So if your characters, you feel like you want to ammo them up, got a lot of great options for that. Gentlemen, does Valiverse make the cut on the list?
Ooh, it's a tough one for me. I think to your point, the weapon packs are cool. There's a cool couple figures here in this particular line, but I think it's one or the other. It's like if you're like you collect Joe or you collect Monster Force, these figures can like fit right in to the armies and to the displays. But I'm also like, is it too similar to all the other things that are going on? And so someone who collects more of the Joe figure, the vehicles and not the figures, I don't know if I've ever been into like collecting these, and I know we're gonna get into other lines, so I think they're cool. If you're really into more of the army military style builders, I appreciate what they've done here and what Val has done, but just not a line for me.
Okay, all right. And Judge Dredd says, I got the Vanguard, but that's it for Valiverse. And he states that he is not really a military collector. All right.
Yeah. Look, I think like the Day of the Dead one was the first Valiverse figure that I got, just because I really wanted to see it in person. The only reason why I don't collect Valiverse is because I'm not really like a standard military collector, which I think is why I like Cobra so much. But I just think that since I collect so much Cobra, for me it's just hard. He does have some figures that I really want, but they're just too hard to track down, so I don't get them. I think the Vanguard's good. I think if you are a collector for vehicles, it'll do you good to have that. But Darth Moocher said same. Yeah, with military collector, I love GI Joe, but I really like the over the top fantasy figures. Yeah. So I mostly go in and collect because, like Judge Dredd, I think Cobra is cooler. So, but I did get the Day of the Dead. It's cool. I'm glad I got it. But it should be on the list, but it's not. It's just not something I would buy. It's too close.
All right, and Mr. Brantley.
So, if you are actually playing with these, I think it's great because it adds to your GI Joe collection. You can come up with a bunch of new stories and things and have these figures fill it out. But if you're just actually collecting and kind of leaving it in a box and putting it up, I'm not so sure about this. It's more, I think, to add to your collection that GI Joe isn't offering, rather than collecting on its own.
Absolutely. And Judge Dredd does say this, and I've heard this actually. I've heard it's even dropping in price on that. Couldn't resist the Vanguard for $100. It was worth it for me. Yeah, I know a bunch of people that bought them at discounted
Judge,
rates.
did you buy the $100 one on his site right now? That's like the blind box of stuff, or did you just get the $100 one on Amazon? Curious.
I know someone else also purchased it when it was on Amazon, because Amazon have been dropping some of the prices. And
$100.
Look, they seem to like it. A lot of people were like, look, they're into it and it works. I don't know about the original pricing, but at the discounted price,
at $100, that's like right
it.
in line with McFarlane stuff. So the price to me right off the bat was too expensive for what you got comparative to other like things out there. But if $100 sounds a lot more digestible, so that seems like a hell of a deal on Amazon. Okay, all right, makes sense.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, out with we got 2 down, going to number 8 on the list. Boom, we're gonna hit that. Mezco. Yes, Mezco is on this list. Why is Mezco's on this list? Because while it is probably one of the higher of the echelons on the list, but here's the thing: you can't beat the soft goods, the accessories. It's a beautiful line. The 1/12 line that they have. It's like, again, I know that there's certain problems with availability, because certain ones are extremely hard to get. Somehow, Rad always finds a way of getting it, but most regular people, have to track them down and Indiana Jones style it. But there's a reason for it. Gentlemen, Mezco, is that one of the lines that you think we should recommend out to people?
Yeah, look, I think, I've loved Mezco from afar. And then they released Red Hood, and I was like, well, looks like I'm getting close. And then they released the Hulk, and I was like, we're making babies. So I think Mezco is great. But like you said, they're super hard to grab, and Rad seems to get all of the really hard to get ones, so that's cool. But I think Mezco, for me, I can see eventually will take over a smaller line that I collect, just because I think the frequency of drops that Hasbro's been doing is just it's not worth it for me anymore. And then Moocher said only Mezco I have is the Frankenstein figure. I'd love to get more, but price is tough. Yeah, but the way that I'm calculating the price is that like for every like 4 like Marvel or GI Joe or Transformer figures or Black Series figures, I could have like one really good Mezco. So, and that's kind of what I had to do with Red Hood. Mezco looks cool, but I don't like how they do business. Correct. I'm with you on that. I think I really got upset about them and their business practices at San Diego Comic-Con when we found out that they had the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive bullshit and they only brought like 5 a day.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got there a minute or two after the floor had opened and there was no one in front of us and they said they sold out. So it's a little shady, a little bit of shady practice, but what do you think, Brad?
Yeah, I mean, it's a premium. I've been collecting Mezco for a while. I love their Rumble Society, like their own. If you haven't collected any, like the Doc Nocturnal, the Rumble Society figures, those things are so great because it's their own lore and they put a lot more detail and accessories into it. Like the pink skulls. Trust me, if you haven't heard, type pink skulls in the pink skull set. It's amazing. It's expensive. One thing that I would argue is like most of these figures, not all, are definitive versions of the character. So like Doctor Doom, as an example, is the best Doctor Doom you'll ever find. So if you're a Marvel collector and you need a Doom in your display, you won't ever have to buy another Doctor Doom again. I promise you. Die cast, soft goods.
Yeah.
And the same for Red Hood, the Shadow. There's a couple of these here where maybe they're not as great as some other things. Like the Batman figure, the Pattinson one hasn't been really great. You can get that on like Big Bad Toy Store for like $70. But some of these others like Conan and Blade, good luck. You pay 200 plus. So I'm a huge fan. If you got the wallet for it, it totally makes sense. And as they acquire more licenses, I mean, the Turtles 4-pack, both animated and non-animated, the movie line is insane. So it's just expensive. But I love Mezco 112.
Yeah, Commander Bly also said Mezco is premium product at a premium price. Artificial scarcity. We've heard that before. And it's just Rad uses bots to get his pre-orders.
Spider bots.
Yeah. And also, that's a pretty good looking blade. So
you want to talk about artificial? You want to talk about artificial scarcity? How about the Marvel Legends Kith figures that went on sale today? If you want to talk about artificial, I know we might not be talking about that today, but that is artificial for sure.
Dr. Brentley Mezco 112.
Absolutely beautiful. Like this is what a collection should be, right? Like if you want to have something standing up and showing like, I love the Batman, I love the Shadow or Conan or Blade, these are the ones to buy and put up on your shelf. They're stunning and worth the price.
Yeah,
if you can afford it.
It is. I mean, it is worth the price, man.
I mean, let's just make Dr. Brantley drool a little bit here. The definitive Indiana Jones, like where the hell are you gonna find an Indiana Jones like that?
Over at your place.
Over at my place. There you go. I've never opened it because I know deep down inside one day there'll be a celebratory cause for me to give this to Dr. Brantley. It will not be open until that point.
I mean, that's kind of how
it's either whiskey or Mezco 112 Indiana Jones. It's one of the two are going to be open.
That's a tough one for him to think about.
Depends on how big the whiskey is.
Exactly. The one thing is the Indiana Jones will be around and everything. The whiskey, 24 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
So, all right, Mezco down. Hitting to number 7, Operation Monster Force. Why is Operation Monster Force in it? Before we get that, Meeks did say, give him some whiskey and then let him open. Operation Monster Force. Look, Fresh Monkey Fiction came out of nowhere with these characters. I remember when they went to the very first SoCal Joe show, and I saw what they were doing, and I was really impressed with the line. It's only grown. There's a couple of key things. There's some pluses and minuses to Operation Monster Force. One, it does take them an extreme amount of time to get those orders to you because you order in advance and then you're probably waiting until about a year. So that's about atypical of most of these smaller companies. Two is that their actual launches aren't that huge, so you get a wave, maybe 4 or 5 characters in between, and then there's kind of a scarcity in the midst of that. But we have heard that vehicles are coming to their level, so they're actually going to have some vehicles that's going to show up over there. But now one of the major negatives that we've been hearing is that they actually used basically a team up that's causing a tad bit of controversy, and that's with Flush. And a lot of people are pissed that because it seems like these were supposed to be the figures that they were supposed to order and go through. So I'm not, look, you can read up and get the controversies on that, but they are catching a lot of heat for this. And also, Mr. Maddox has stated that those look like they were probably the what would you say about the Flush collaboration that you saw, Mr. Maddox?
Well, I think the Foosh thing was, the as it's one of the ones that Meeks likes is the bottom Red Reaper one. That is literally the Foosh one that everyone was promised on Kickstarter. Yeah, these are cool, but the logo sucks. We'll make sure we'll let Scott know about that. Yeah. So I think you gotta research it.
Yeah.
They make cool figures. It's good. It's good stuff. I think the bad thing is that they're blatantly using something that a bunch of people paid for that are not getting their money back now. So
yeah,
that's the problem that I have. So
yeah, absolutely. And also, but Meeks, I don't know if he's joking or not, but he says he looks.
Well, yeah,
he looks cool.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So just making sure. Oh my God, is that cool? But it's not a priority for me. Yeah, again, once you start multi-line collecting, Judge, it does get into it. But I've got a couple of these figures there. I will tell you the one aspect that I give them is that they come loaded with accessories, whether it's weapons, whether it's hands, whether it's heads, whether it's ammo clips and everything else. They do not cheat you when it comes to all the accessories. It is probably one of the most accessorized lines out there. The figures are actually well built too. They're in the same vein that I would put next to Classified or Marvel Legends, and they have again, the characters are uniquely done, and then the packaging is one of those, and it's like, yep, the screenshot, yep, well, yeah. It's the packaging is fantastic. I think they've done new ways and new situations that make the packaging look really cool.
Here
So,
you go, Moocher.
Yeah.
Screenshot that, Moocher.
Yeah. There you go. You got it. Scott knows you're tearing it. There. So, I know Mr. Maddox owns some of these Operation Monster figures, and we've got his point. Rad, this one peaking your line in the multi-line collecting.
I mean, I've been limited because, again, I just collect so many different things. But the packaging's awesome. The accessories are awesome. I love some of the comic books and the lore that support some of this stuff. For sure, $40 on average is a little expensive per piece. So if you want to dip into the line, it's a little expensive gateway. I mean, we give like Star Wars and Marvel, Hasbro shit, but it's at least, it's under 30 at this point. 40, 45. So there's a couple of these figures that I like, that I own, but to collect them all, I mean, it's very difficult, to be honest with you. But I think they're doing really great work, man. Big kudos to them for some of these cool characters and accessories, and definitely would collect this over the Voliverse stuff.
Dr. Brentley.
Yeah, this line has varying quality. Some look great to me, and some I just would never get. But the thing that I really do appreciate is all the accessories. Like, that's where your extra money is going, I think, on this stuff. And what I really like, and more people should do, is like the General Brown figure, is make a head and arms, or hands for different races, different characters, different head sculpts, so you can buy multiple versions of it and then have 3 different characters out of it.
Yeah. I saw that today in one of the online groups. I think it was one of the Joe groups, where somebody had actually switched out with Operation Monster Force troop builders and then the GI Joe ones and everything. They just made a whole rash of different Kit Bash characters, but yet you didn't have to do any kind of real customization other than removing heads and hands. And I thought that is kind of cool. It is kind of giving more leeway for you to cross pollinate your multi-line. So, so we'll see. But right now they're doing pretty good. I think they're there's a lot of great points with Operation Monster Force and Fresh Monkey Fiction. I think they've gotten to the point where there's almost too many characters, not just between them, but the Crimson Moon characters, and then there's the Eagle Force 6-inch, and then it's just every time I turn around, it looks like there's another 30 figures. And I think it's a little oversaturated. So they may be kind of doing like we've talked about our friends over at Funko. Sometimes when you incorporate too much and drop too many things, it hurts you in the long run. So I'm hoping that they start pulling back a little bit because I think they're overproducing way too many lines there. We will jump into number 6. Yes, we put him on the list. I understand that there's a segment that says leave the McFarlane, grab the Mezco, but come on, you're ordering some of these McFarlane stuff. Look, he's done a pretty good job on some of these, and then he does, well, you know what he does because we joke about it every week. But the Batman Return figures were better than I thought they were. They were actually extremely in the premium point of the stuff that he normally does. And Rad, myself, and everyone has said he does some of the best vehicles on the market. Some of his accessories are great too, but also he does a great Batman animated line. The only problem is, and Mr. Maddox will let you know, they just don't stand worth of anything. So you're going to need a stand for them if you get them, because those legs are exactly like the animated version and they don't stand well. But guys, is there a reason McFarlane, he is on that list, right, guys?
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, Batman Returns, those are amazing. That's what all of these figures should look like. Unfortunately, they don't.
Yeah. I'm actively looking for that duck mobile.
I think you should be, if this is a line to be collecting the vehicles. I'm not sure about the figures. I've got maybe 20 McFarlane figures, and they're all Batman, and I think one Joker. But all the rest of the stuff, I'm not sure. I mean, each week we're like, wow, what a great, and then the next week we're like, what is this garbage? It's too inconsistent. Too many versions and variants of different characters, and a bit of a money grab. The vehicles are great. It just sucks. Like, if you want Bats figures other than Mezco 112, you got to go McFarlane, and he does pretty decent. But I hate that they don't scale with Legends. They're always taller. Like, that's the only thing. But I don't know. I'm on the fence on this one. Get the vehicles, figures. I'm not sure.
Okay. And Joshua says, I like the mega figures and the vehicles, but don't really collect DC. I prefer Todd Spawn stuff. Okay. All right. Mr. Maddox.
So I'm on like I think I'm close to where Rad is on this, but I will say, and I've said this before, and it'll probably change once I get the Mezco, but Tom McFarlane does make one of my favorite figures. Well, there's actually three of my top 10 figures are McFarlane's, but they're super hard to get. But like Red Hood is really good. The Bane figure from Dark Knight, and then the Joker figure from Dark Knight. But I went down the rabbit hole with Batman animated series figures, and I thought they were cool. I love that show, but then it was just like I stopped buying them because they just didn't stand up. And, and then it's so inconsistent on quality that it's not worth my time. And I go back and I look at like when he was doing like the Red Lanterns and the Green Lanterns and the Blue Lanterns and the I think he did Yellow Lanterns. All of those figures were really good, but that's why all of those figures like demand premium prices for McFarlane. I just think that McFarlane falls down the slop slide too much, and then you have to like decide what you're going to get. Take the Mezco, leave the McFarlane. Yeah. But look, at the end of the day, the McFarlane vehicles, like he's done a really good job, and by that I'm saying he's done a really good job at getting the size of the vehicle at the price point that makes sense.
Yeah.
So look, take it or leave it. There are some banger figures that he does, and then that's about it. I have about 100 DC McFarlane figure for sale if anyone's interested. I will give you $50.
And Judge Dredd said I wouldn't mind getting the Catwoman.
Yeah, the Catwoman from Batman Returns
figure.
is a great fig.
And he says, "Nah, fam, hard pass."
That's gonna be a no for me, dog.
Yeah. Well, you're right about the vehicles, but he does have some inconsistencies, like the latest 66 Batman. He had the original one came out about 2 years ago that were way undersized, and it was total. This one, I actually canceled my order because I started seeing all the feedback, and I was like, I think I can find this later on at a discount center.
You canceled your order for the
brand new 66 one.
Not the Dawn of Justice or Justice.
No. That one's already went through. He's got the cash. It's supposed to be coming. No, the 66 one, I ended up canceling that order because everybody that had gotten them overseas, and you start seeing inconsistencies. One thing I was disappointed is there was one point said it was going to have lights and sounds and everything, and then it turned out that it didn't have it, and I was like, I think it will show up at a discount center or a lower price in clearance by the end of the year. So I'm like, I'm just gonna play the long game on that one. But hey, McFarlane, and plus this is a hard line to get into at the moment because it's ending. Now the problem of it is if you start going back, I do think by ending and then whenever the year that takes place that goes between Mattel taking over, you might start seeing a lot of these figures for like a very undervalued price out there because people might just say, you know what, now I got to collect a brand new line again, so I might just start dumping some of these McFarlane lines. So that might work in collector's points. We'll have to see throughout the year. So next one on that list, why they make this list? Because this is a passionate company, and this is the first time, and I will use the term the first time, we've seen some really good Star Trek figures. And SKN's the home of Star Trek because you can go over to Starlight Digest for Star Wars, but here we champion Gene Roddenberry's passion of love and everything, and that's Star Trek. So look, I think Brian and the guys over at Nacelle, or like I was saying, a good friend of mine said, they're doing the Lord's work over there. What do you guys think? Does it make sense? Because remind you, it's extremely early in the wave, only 3 waves to come out. These are great. Yep, Commander Bly.
I agree.
What do you guys think?
I agree with Commander Bly. I think that these, look, if you're a Star Trek fan, it's a good time to get into them now, because it won't be as expensive as it will be later on down the road. And they're doing a really good job with them, especially if you compare it to like Biker Mice from Mars, which is also the same company. So
yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. This is the best Star Trek line they've ever made. Like, without even putting hands on it, packaging, head sculpts, size, articulation. If you're a Star Trek fan, this is it. You know what I mean? Like, this is top of the line.
Just as well, screen went blank. Don't know why. I think it's that Star Trek button that erases things. Judge Dredd says Star Trek is a lot like G.I. Joe. The vehicles make them, and I really don't want figs with no ships. Don't give the. Hey, look, Brian is extremely passionate over that nacelle. I would not be surprised if they had some 112 versions of these vehicles made. Don't count them out.
I need the bird, the Klingon bird.
The only thing you could possibly do is the shuttlecraft.
No. Let me tell you something.
You can't fit a 6-inch figure inside a gigantic ass Enterprise.
But it probably won't be to scale. But I can see him doing it, like the bridge or the saucer. I could see something crazy.
The Borg cube.
Yeah, you never know what may happen because that's what's up with crowdfunding. But people are passionate about this line, and it looked extremely well, man.
Well, I mean, so much better than the Playmates versions because those were sort of like children's play versions. They looked a little silly. They were a little out of proportion.
He says I've got the Playmates Star Trek ships. I thought the ships were good, and then some of the accessories like the phasers and some of the communicators were really cool. But yeah, the figures, Yeah, I know. Dr. Brentley has one that looked like it was melted when they sent it to him.
But yeah, they look a little silly. The
Yeah.
original ones. These new ones look more screen accurate, except for Sulu. They kind of screwed up on his face sculpt, I think.
Yeah. Well,
but other than that, everyone looks great.
The Cell guys, I give them credit. They look like the actual character. They even went out in the generation. They gave Captain Kirk a horse, which I'm like, wow. They're giving him all kind of accessories. Look, I think they also do a great job on accessories. At Wave 3, we start getting some of those original characters in the line.
I'm not buying any of these except for Kirk with the horse, because I just have to have. It's so unique.
Yeah, and it said, like I said, Commander Bly said, well, I wonder if they will make the big Borg ship. And then I see that the Playmate ships are weak, but better than nothing. And the model kits are better. He is absolutely right. Yeah, the model kits are just, I'm just not going to put a model kit together. I don't do Legos. I don't put model kits together. As said, the horse is a vehicle. Yeah, it is. It is. Consider be well. Look, I'm sure they're charging premium price for it. It's not like the regular 34.95 figure. I'm probably sure it's about a deluxe 54 because you got to charge for the horse. But yeah, they're doing a great job. So that's why Nacelle makes the list that we're over here. I'll see. Welcome in. It's like I need it all. They look great. There you go. Love Star Trek fans right here. Again, we are the home of Star Trek. Just letting everyone know. And we've been working on a debate between Scott Solo and Darth Moocher, myself, and Dr. Brentley. And we're gonna have to start getting that for the next year. Yeah, I'm not stressing over a model kit. Yeah, bro. I love the vehicles, but if I got to glue and put stuff together, that ain't gonna work, man. But if I could buy the model kit already done, and you just I'll be good with it, but not that. Of course. Live longer, prosper to you. Like I said. And with that, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. We're gonna go to number 4 on the list. Number 4 is Marvel Legends. Now, Marvel Legends is one where I give credit to you. They've been doing, especially the last 2 years, the Marvel Legend team is on fire. And while they've got a little controversy at the moment, because it seems like there's a whole lot of reissuing going on, but I don't know why they're catching heat for it, because the reissuing is because some of those figures have gone up in pricing, and they see on Evil Bay the amount that is going. And what they're trying to do is basically bring that down to a different race. Oh, come on, Dark no.
It's always the people who peacock first that are the most scared.
Let me tell you something. Dr. Britton and I do have matching Starfleet suits on. We're coming for you. Taser is set on kill for you, bro. But we've got some of the last year they've started moving to soft goods. They're doing a single release of the Gamer Wolvie. That's a buy for me. Yep. That is. I actually have that thanks to Mr. Maddox. That is probably one of the better Wolverines. But they started doing a little bit of the reissuing things, but that's just to keep the scalpers from actually being present. One thing I will say is that they do some of the best HasLabs, and almost all of them have been complete bangers. But they were also the first to test this option. I thought this was the smartest option they could do in toys. They made to order. So when you have people that are actually ordering something and you're not into it, it doesn't matter. You're still going to get this made, other than like the Tron HasLab that's never going to get made. System needs to be rebooted on that one. Guys, and also Build-A-Figures. Look, if it wasn't for Toy Biz and it is not for Marvel Legends, that whole Build-A-Figure model might not even be in our vocabulary. So, gentlemen, number 4, Marvel Legends. Is that an actual essential one that these collectors should be having?
I mean, if you like Marvel, this is it. And I think you're spot on. They have really done the HasLab stuff extremely well. I love the made to order. Some of these definitive characters, Mephisto and Apocalypse and Doom, all make sense. I think my only gripe is just way too much. Like, there's no way you can collect all the things. And there's 150 different Spider-Man, Wolverine versions. It's just, the figures are cheaper than Operation Monster Force or Mezco, but they add up if you need to get them all. So I think with this, you just have to be super specific on what you're collecting. Are you collecting the Gamer First line and that's it and you're out? Are you collecting the Build-A-Figure stuff, like whatever it is? But it's a lot. And I think my only gripe is I love that they're re-releasing figures so you don't have to get burned on the third-party reseller market. But I feel sometimes they're a bit lazy with accessories and they throw everything on a retro card. Which is like, put retro cards are nostalgia, but it doesn't need to have every single figure. Give me a cool box. That's what I appreciated about McFarlane. Like, and that's just me as an inbox collector to put on the shelf. I have peg hooks in the back, but that's it. I can't put 100 figures on peg hooks. And so that's my only gripe there. But I'm a Legend fan, love Marvel figures. So I'm all in on Legends.
All right.
Yeah, Marvel Legends is cool. Judge Dredd's, I like Marvel, but Hasbro keeps making the same characters I have already.
Yeah,
well,
that's the thing.
But most people like Wolverine and Spider-Man, so they make a lot of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I got some regular Marvel Legends. I love these boxes, by the way, because when you have something like this. It's the same size figure on these card backs, but these card backs are so big. But it's cool. But this is just a much nicer, cleaner package. You can store it easier, all sideways. And then there's like the Maximum series, which is kind of a nicer display box than all of them. Not really worth the price extra on this one, but
we've been hearing that. Mr. Maddox, Marvel Legends. Actually, you were the one that got me hooked on that one. He's my Marvel Legends dealer.
Yeah.
What are you willing for that, bro?
I think Marvel Legends is fun. I think that there's definitely too much coming out. Like if you go on HasLab's website, you go to Hasbro Pulse and you look every day, there's always like pre-order now. Like they just released the other Sentinel 2-pack that's from the video game where they're different colors. And then before that, then they released Captain America, and then before that was Nimrod, and then right before that, and it's just like, all right, we get it. Calm down. So I think what I would suggest is find out which maybe and honestly, like it would take time, but you got to figure out what is the definitive Marvel collection that you want, and then go for that, because otherwise you're just buying, like Judge Dredd said, like you're going to be buying the same figure over and over and over and over again. So it's a little bit hard. Like I'm a real big fan of the VHS series. Which translated into like I'm a huge fan of the X-Men 97 series, and then everything else is just kind of like, I'm on the fence about it. And then I still need the HasLab Sentinel, and that's about it. So
yeah, I will go with you on that. It's kind of hard when you go from the retro card back line, and then Target has their exclusive, and then Walmart has a certain amount, and then it is kind of getting where you're right. Like every time we turn on, Marvel Legends is flooding the market, and it's just one after another. And but so far it hasn't hurt them. So we'll see what's going on. But I do know they got a license to pay for too, so that's probably why they're dropping a bunch of stuff. So
the one thing is though, Marvel does have thousands of characters.
True.
So that's why they release stuff. They can, it's like they can release hundreds of figures a year and still have plenty coming up,
and every day they're making more. So we'll roll with that. Number 3, Star Wars Black Series. Now again, we're normally in the home of Star Trek, but I do a Star Wars toy show on every other Monday on another channel called the Sarlacc Digest podcast. It's a toy chest. And one thing too, let everybody know, we're doing the Most Wanted Black Series Most Wanted right now. Definitely go check that out. It is the heat of the entire social media area, and says Star Wars sucks. But 12 figures in the month of December 1st. If you've ever wanted to see any of the Star Wars Black Series figures that you thought that they should be making, whether it's a obscure character or anything else, go to that Instagram and actually sign up for it. And December 1st, put your 12 in, not 10, 12 figures. So just everybody at the point.
So really quick, I'm gonna I gotta pull this up because we were doing this and we were trying to figure out the 12, right? And then I just realized that they actually just made the figure that I wanted and they just announced it today. So I'm just gonna show that real quick.
Okay, yeah, sure.
So I don't know if we need to do this Star Wars Most Wanted anymore because they definitely just added this one. I mean, who doesn't want a Yub Nub Ewok Valentine's Day edition, right? I'm getting this for Commander Bly.
There you go. That's always good to pass on little heart Ewok.
Yeah. This is for Commander. So yeah, I think really that Star Wars Most Wanted thing is just kind of done now. I don't think we need to.
Did they make a made to order version of that, like a life size version? I would totally pay for that too.
But again, make sure you use hashtag Star Wars Most Wanted. Go over to Instagram and everything. December 1st, that's popping up. And Mooch wants to let us know. Oh, wait a minute, we got that Star Wars.
These are coming in. I keep clicking the wrong. Sorry.
Yeah. It's like a Black Series Most Wanted, $1.99 super chat. So make sure you guys are going over there. Your top 12. You've got the month of December to put that in. December 1st is when there's a Google Doc and everything. That'll be popping up on December 1st. You can put all in, whether it's obscure, whether it's like, hey, I want the Rancor made. You've got the opportunity to hear your voice is heard, and Hasbro is watching. So you never know what they might be making next. One thing I will give Star Wars Black Series credit upon is that, look, whether you're just a casual fan, it's a Star Wars series on Black Fire. Yep. If you're a casual fan or not, look, you can either get cosplay stuff where it says, yeah, thanks, boss. That's going to be my new cosplay. You can get helmets, whether you can get, a lightsaber to yourself. So if you're not into just action figures, there's special points for you to purchase that on. If you're into the figures, they've got everything from standard figures to deluxe. You've got, obviously, like we just saw, Christmas theme and Valentine's theme and also Halloween. So you've got that in it. Most of their 100% of their HasLabs are almost always fire. So, there's so many great things within this line. They've got Star Wars Celebration characters that they did. That is, I think, probably one of the best characters, the Ronin character. And then now they're dropping into the double play sets. So, they're touching on so many things, whether you're a casual fan or not. You can actually kind of pick and choose. So that's why that's essentially on the list that we're saying. Rad, I know you've been Star Wars Cindy, because you're also my dealer on Star Wars. So
yeah. I mean, I do have your shipment.
Yep.
This is one of the coolest packs they've released. I don't collect a ton of Star Wars, but I mean the packaging is next level. Like I don't even need to see the figure at this point.
Yeah.
But I think when they do exclusive 2-packs like that, like capturing some of the most iconic Star Wars scenes of all time, I'm all in on that stuff. I think they do it the best, right? Like,
yeah,
that's why I couldn't figure out, like, in Marvel Legends, there's so many iconic battles in the history of like comic books. You'd figure they would design a pack similar to that where you would see that, and yet there's a missed opportunity. But Star Wars does it so well. And I think to Moocher's point, Black Series has been on fire. They've been catching up. It was Legends has really had a really great year.
Yeah.
And I felt like Star Wars is a little bit behind. They're definitely have caught up over the past couple of months with some of the releases and some of the stuff recently post San Diego Comic-Con. So look, if you're a Star Wars fan, this is it, right? And even if you're not, I appreciate the thought in how they've displayed in the box efforts and a lot of these, as an inbox collector, a lot of these figures. So a big thumbs up there.
Yeah.
Commander Bly, kind of dumb. They still call the cosplay items Black Series. Now I will say, to Rad's point on the 2-packs, right? You call them hostage packs. Now, for you guys, it was one. Palpatine and Mace Windu.
Yeah.
But for most people, that's the scene they want to see. They want
Yeah.
to get a 2-pack of Darth Vader and Luke on, you know, the Bespin Bridge.
Yeah.
You know, they should be doing that. You're right, with Marvel Legends, like, you know, have a Wolverine and a Cyclops doing the speedball, right?
Yeah.
Do, you know, something like that.
Yeah, there's so many different versions of that.
Yeah,
that you
and
could do.
have Xavier and Magneto. You know, all sorts of things you could do. So they really screwing it up. Star Wars is showing them how to do it right. Because so far, I don't think they've done one that's like, oh, I only want one of those figures.
I think there was a Shadow of the Empire, and I think Mooch is on here. There was one where I think a lot of people didn't want the 2 characters in there, but very rarely this year, ever since they kind of did the Mustafar set, and then after that, they were just on fire with the double packs.
Yep, and that's the other one. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, I think they've done a really good job. The guys, kudos for the guys over at the Star Wars Black Series team. And yeah, Marvel Legends, while they're doing it, you're absolutely right. I would love some of those iconic scenes done. Mr. Maddox.
I will say, I was a little upset on the Mustafar set because I thought it was for sure going to come with a cow. So, but it didn't. So I don't know why they call it Mustafar. Look, at the end of the day, I think I think that this. I think that they've done a really good job. I think Black Series for me is fun. I have very specific things I collect in the Black Series. Take a guess, it's mostly Sith related. But yeah, I think that it's a fun set, and I have some like off brand ones. I know, yeah, I'm still bummed out. I really wanted Jabba's barge. But again, that was like before I really understood what the HasLabs were. So Darth Vader said, yeah, the third Leia package with Luke guard. Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, it was like you had to find some like a Marvel. It's like every wave there's a hostage pack.
Yeah, there is. Yeah,
there is no more definitive hostage pack than the Punisher Bushwhacker 2-pack. Nobody wants that damn Bushwhacker. Nobody asked for a Bushwhacker. Like that is.
But
name
one
a
of the
hostage
best
pack.
Punisher ever.
The best, great Punisher.
Great Punisher ever.
Yeah.
I promise you, in the history of Hasbro, there isn't a more definitive hostage pack than those two.
Well,
Yeah,
and
sure.
Bushwhacker, that figure is very disturbing. I don't like it. His arm is a gun.
It's very
It's
veiny.
very
It's
awful.
very, it's very.
By the way, I
it's very-
have an unopened pack if anyone would like one.
Yeah,
just send me the Bushwhacker.
Yeah.
Just the arm. Just the arm.
Yeah, that's one of those ones in the trades where the guy's like, yeah, I'll take the Punisher for $35. How much is Bushwhacker? You can't just throw that in.
Mhm.
So absolutely. Well, and also to let everyone know too that while the Bespin one that again that we just saw Rad display and everything over at the Mucha 3D lab, he's working on something. I know Lance Peter Luke had a little extension that you can put on the wall, but Mooch is working on a little something extra over there too. So keep your eye on that channel because we may get to see a little add-on. Yeah, the only Marvel 2-pack I ever bought was Thor Destroyer. Okay, well that's a good pack actually, because even Destroyer you're going to want to put that in. So now we're down to the 2 ones, and guess what? You should know both of these are legacies. And we're rolling with number 2, Transformers. Well, right there, Unicron's the reason why you should be a Transformer buyer. But let's be honest, man, bots is ruling the entire collecting world. If you thought that anybody else down on this list had some really good, figures and everything else, well, here, from the day that the G-Runs showed up, they took the world by storm because it's a robot that turns into an actual vehicle. And that's why Transformers, and of course my favorite's Blaster because he was a boombox that turned. Look, they're playing all sides of this, man. Anybody, don't care what part of the city you live in, there's a Transformer for you. Guys, Transformers, it makes that list, right?
Easy. Yep. And I started to dip my toe in the water a bit more recently in Transformers. It's scary, but this is. What I appreciate about the Transformers, and we're talking about the ones that actually transform, although the DLX stuff where it's like just posable and cool die cast. It's the only figure that is so unique, where
Mhm.
it's like literally it has various forms.
Yeah.
It's so cool, man. It takes you back to the childhood more than I think any other toy that I could collect recently, of remembering trying to figure out how to like put Bumblebee back into his alt form, and it still does it today. And it's like such an intricate figure, even the small scale. And then they have multiple waves. I think Transformers is so cool. I like the cheesy Bayverse movies. I know they're popcorn movies, some of them terrible plot, but it's like, come on, man. Optimus Prime is fighting Megatron all day long, man. I'll see every one of those movies. I think it's so cool. And I think any kid, it's like it's a robot that transforms. You don't need to know anything about the damn lore. It's like, wow, this car turns into an action hero. And let's talk about one of the most damn expensive HasLabs of all time. I know Chet inevitably is gonna, pop on that, but they do few and far between. But this beast is crazy expensive. I'm all in on Transformers. I think it's a cool line.
Dr. Brentley.
I never got into Transformers. The only one I ever bought was the Mace Windu starfighter that transformed. But I mean, they're cool. I like that they just released the new Stranger Things Transformer. But yeah, I mean, they're cool, but just not for me. Didn't get into it.
Unicron Armada, Gorilla Optimus, Yellow Scourge, yep, T-Rex, Megatron. Yeah, man, all those things are epic. I think, I don't want to steal Chet's thunder here, but like, is there any cooler Transformer than Grimlock? I mean, in the Dinobots.
Yes. Well, no, and yes, but no, but yes. Devastator, but that's about it.
Yeah.
80.
And by the way, they just dropped the line where you can complete Devastator. They just released that, all those figures that you could build Devastator. Talk about a build-a-figure. Holy crap.
And
go on, Chet, but I just made me think
I
about
didn't see that. What are you talking about?
Oh, yeah. They just released all the figures to create Devastator. So you have to buy them individually, but over the past 60 days, those are available now at like the Targets and Walmarts, and you basically complete Devastator. So it's like the ultimate build-a-figure. Like, is there more of a build-a-figure than building Devastator out of all these?
Yeah, the only reason why I'm not buying that is because I have the G1. But like, yeah, I don't. Yeah, I stay away from it because, it's like I'm trying to get on the Moocher bandwagon where I just buy 86. Metal Grimlock is very cool. Yeah, it is. So I am trying to get on the bandwagon of just 86, but the problem is once I buy a Transformer, I'm like, oh, well, this is cool. Like I also need this one now, and then I also need this one, and it doesn't end, and it's like Blaster, like, yeah.
Well, I will give this one little tidbit that I heard a little birdie whispered in my ear, that the 86 version of Megatron, the gun is on the table again. So it's not like they're not going to make it. It probably won't be metallic, but they are talking about actually making its true form again. So that's something that has not popped up in a very long time. So interesting to know that now they are starting to listen to the fans a little bit more. But yes, like the great Optimus Prime said, roll out and everything, but Transformers. So number one, well, we know what number one is. It's not technically number one. Again, you can rearrange these on any colors. If I was really into Transformers, I would buy the Studio series. Absolutely beautiful series.
Well, I would recommend buying the Masterpiece series. That's next level stuff. That's like the bigger scale, but that's 200. But I mean, I've never seen so many great quality knockoffs in third party than Transformers. You can find some really cool stuff, that more so than any other line. Just because the Asian market just produces some really cool unlicensed figures.
If you truly want to flex, though, it's the RoboSun.
Yeah,
nothing like a Transformer that transforms itself.
You get the flagship Optimus and the flagship Megatron. You don't need any other Transformers in your life again.
And the funny thing is they interact with one another. Only the rich know that.
Yes, I see that. I was like, they literally are fighting. I'm like, so I saw some guy on YouTube and Megatron was like, "Give me your Optimus." I'm like, are they? Is this a cartoon? This guy's watching this. It's like so awesome.
That's what happens when you got true money. Is that like I can put that and Bumblebee and the rest. They can all talk to one another. Well, you got enough money. You can have Transformers talking to itself. Not AI. 100% is doing it. So, like I said again, like the great Optimus Prime said, roll out number one, but not number one technically, but number one is the most successful line of the 80s and is still back and still mighty successful. And they're just making a boatload of money for the guys over at Hasbro. That is G.I. Joe Classified. And look, the one thing you can say is that they've done a great job of respecting some of the previous lines of the retro card back stuff that they've got going. They've gotten some of the deluxe figures are fantastic. They've got many little play sets. They got Mech, which that Mech was highly impressive. San Diego Comic-Con, they've got some stuff. Look, who would have thought that they would have actually put a band and got that? But guess what? I own that. Mr. Maddox owns that. I believe Rad, you own that. Damn near everybody I know has a cold sliver in their house. And they were the guys that made the HasLabs look cool after Star Wars Black. And that's right. That is G.I. Joe Classified. Gentlemen, if you are collecting, we're telling people that these are some of the lines that you need to have in your collection. Is G.I. Joe on you guys' list?
Not for me, but I know you guys are big collectors, but I do appreciate just how much stuff that they do put out for it. So if you are a collector, there is just tons of stuff and you can choose what you want. You don't have to get everything because that's near impossible. Judge Dredd's, I wanted that snake armor but missed it.
Yeah, it's well, I would tell you that you're wrong on that one, Dr. It's not impossible. It's just they make it so financially crippling that when you do something that's stupid, it hurts.
I went broke. Oh God, what did you have? Cancer or medical bills or something? No. I collected G.I. Joe.
Exactly. They got you on that. But yeah, also like Judge just said, that snake armor. I will say that I know we're going to do a definitive list of stuff of the year, and the snake armor and Bandu is on my list because they're fantastic. Actually, this one I will say that I will take some blame on this because I am the dealer for Mr. Maddox and Rad, so I actively pursue stuff for them. So
and let's not forget the fact that Moocher slid in and just like injected all of my issues with his Cobra collection. Retro Rocks Classified is canceled.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, like I said again, and then also, I've loved the fact that they've done the original 13. Now they got, I think, one more character they need to release out of that, but they're getting it to us. So they're listening to the 80s fans, and yet all at the same time they're building new ways. And again, it is quite expensive because, like, again, there's a certain problem with G.I. Joe Classified, like Transformers. If you do get them all, there is a level where you're like, you really can't shelf even from the Real American Hero or the Classified. It will fill up a room by itself, just one of those lines. So, Rad, classifying yourself to the next level.
The vehicles for sure, some figures for sure. It's just I can't do it all, but come on, man, Joe is iconic. It's for me, it's Joe, Transformers, Marvel Legends. Those are like the core. Those are the core three, man. And Marvel Legends came later for me when I was a kid. I didn't really get it, but Joe and Transformers were it, man, with some He-Man sprinkled in there. Those were the three for sure. And then I did Star Wars stuff, but I think this was the era, man. Joe and Transformers were top for me. All my friends, school, TV shows, that was it, man. So Joe has always got a place in my heart, man.
Absolutely. And Judge Red said, I will probably get the new Arctic Hisk. And yeah, I'll probably get that too. I have the original one, but somehow it just feels lonely on the shelf without the actual all-white version.
Well, what we could do is I could buy you the Arctic Hiss, and then you could give me the one behind you.
Don't worry, at the SoCal Joe Show, you'll have an opportunity for it. Believe me.
I will say
I'm still looking for the plane. So
Don't worry.
what do we'll get it.
Don't worry, you got it.
Look,
Don't worry, you got it.
I listened to Mr. Storm. Last time we went to the Joe thing, I was like, man, I really want that. And he says, dude's gonna sit on that all day. He ain't selling that. And guess what? He didn't sell it. And then he's like, wait till the holidays. You will get a deal.
Look,
one of my
favorite.
Sure? Like, he's not going to sell it. He literally is like, he's going home with that today. And he went home with it.
I will say one of my favorite things I've gotten from Joe recently is the snake armor.
Yeah, snake armor is fantastic.
Yeah, I have him over here on my counter with for-profit Destro in him.
Yeah, and I will tell this, Judge Dredd. I know you're out there. You're hurting point. If I find one, I will keep you in mind and let you know, sir. Because that, especially if we're at the Joe show, so I'll definitely keep you in mind. Make sure you're connected to us over there on Instagram and DM. But most definitely, if I do find it, I'll let you know, because there's a good chance that will probably come up for that.
Yeah, that's on December 7th, by the way, Judge Dredd. But we'll look for it.
Yep.
I had to reduce just to retro just so much here. Yeah, and you're reducing into my house. So
there you go. Yeah. Reduce my addition.
I did want to, I said it before a long time ago. I did want to shout out to Moocher for giving me a good deal on the Dragonfly, because I missed the HasLab. So much appreciated for just giving it to me versus everyone charging their arm and a leg for a sealed Dragonfly online. So that helped fuel the habit for these damn HasLabs. So thank you. But then I'm also like, damn, I wish you didn't do that, because now I got the itch. So
yeah, no worries, Judge. We'll look out for you. All right, gentlemen.
Let me just ask you one thing quick before we move on. When was the last time they had a new G.I. Joe cartoon? Because I think this is a huge missed opportunity with this line. Do G.I. Joe Classified, do it based on this new line of figures, and start from scratch, the whole G.I. Joe story over again. And you can get new people like me who hasn't seen the old stuff to come in to see what this is all about.
They do have a Snake Eyes one, because for some strange reason, like Wolverine, they only just really want to run with one character. But they did do the classified lines based off of not just the 80s characters, but there was a G.I. Joe PlayStation 4 game that basically the looks and all their comms and everything, but a lot of fans were weary about that, and they kind of made a pivot to kind of like, not modernize them a little too much. So, but you're right. I think it's a missed opportunity. But also remember, you and I both know this. Right, at one time, remember, Entertainment One owned them. Or Hasbro owned Entertainment One, and then Hasbro lost so much money on Snake Eyes and a bunch of other stuff, they decided to get out the movie business. So that's probably why it's not getting made. So we'll see.
They messed those movies up. The second one was better, but they screwed up how they did.
Isn't Entertainment One what Mask was under?
No. The Mask was a different company, but E1 Entertainment One was, for a while they're the same one. Like, have you ever seen the Rookie TV show on ABC? They were producers of that. They did Battleship, and that's when they started going for all the crazy movies off of games and everything, and it just did not work out for them. But this is what happens when a toy company thinks that they can own an entertainment company. They weren't opt for that scenario. So so now we'll see.
Well, why can't they just do a cartoon movie? Like, it doesn't even have to be a series. Like, you think about Transformers 1 just came out. Like, regardless of how you felt about it, like, they just keep pumping the animation out. That's fueling the line and the interest. Where is G.I. Joe, to Dr. Brantley's point? Like, pump out a movie, put it on Netflix, there's so many streaming. I'm sure they could pitch it and somebody would pick it up.
I think that's what they're relying on Robert Kirkman to do. So
yeah, I think so. I think maybe the Energon one, and that way you get two birds with one stone. And if you've been reading the latest issues of that Energon Transformers 25, not only did they do, they sold the whole verse of it, because Miles Mayhem shows up in 25 from Matt. So they've been kind of like correlating this whole greater cool, universe, kind of like Marvel and like how DC wants to do. I think that's what they're slowly doing to burn on, but that was actually quite interesting to see Transformers, G.I. Joe, and then Mask interlay one another. So we'll see where it goes. But that's a very good question, Dr. Brentley. But you know, the question for us is that, you know, looks like it's time for our favorite part of the show and shit. And that's going to be what? Pre-order Mafia.
Leave the McFarlane. Take the mezcal.
Now, Mr. Storm, before
sir.
we go any further, it's important to remind anybody who's on the live or the replay, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, drop the comments, and make sure if you are not a channel member, do that today, because at the end of the show, we are doing a giveaway. We do these giveaways from time to time, and we are doing a 2-pack Transformers Doom and Destruction collection, mint in box, perfect for the holiday season. So make sure you become a member. Lots of perks inside, backstage videos. You get access to a lot of cool things that Chet and Alex are working on. You get to see, I think we're going to release some footage of us firing Steve a bunch of times too, for those of you who are interested in that. But we'll do more and more figures, giveaways. We've got some cool affiliate sponsors. So just make sure. And if not, you just want to hang out, all good too, man. We appreciate the support. All we ask is hit that subscribe and spread the word.
Absolutely. And what'd you say the 2-pack, the Transformer 2-pack was?
What's
the name of it?
It is called the Doom and Destruction Collection, the Legacy line, and you get Wind Sweeper and Prime Universe Breakdown. So it's cool. It's a cool set. It's a really cool
perfect set. Doom and Destruction, perfect for Thanksgiving.
Yep. And in case you didn't know, they are robots in disguise.
But Mr. Maddox, give us the rules of Pre-Order Mafia, my friend.
Yeah, so Pre-Order Mafia is 3-tier system. If you've been here before, you know. If you haven't, here it is again. We have come up with 3 tiers. One is it's a made figure. That means that you know, everyone should be ordering this. We're gonna order it. It's on our pre-order list, and you should buy it and own it. We have number 2, which is forget about it, which is basically just something where we understand why people pre-order it. However, for us, it's just one that we're gonna hold off on. And then number 3, but not final, is needs to sleep with the fishes, means that usually McFarlane falls into this category. But there are some other figures that do. And then occasionally on a few of these rounds, we have some that go above it and then some that go below the fishes. And that is Pre-Order Mafia.
Yeah, this is no, not Steve and everything. Don't worry, we rehire him after we fire him. Commander.
Yeah, we just keep him on his toes.
So first one up of the night. Hey, the reissues are coming back in. Interesting pack. I don't even remember the first time I actually saw this pack. Actually,
it was a while ago.
I totally missed it. But you can get Giant Man and Wasp, which I will give the people of Marvel credit, because out of 2 characters, this is a very controversial group to put together if you've ever read the comic book. So it's quite interesting that this is a reissue. But if you've got the Giant Man large figure that was the HasLab, this does accompany to it too. So that's kind of cool on that. You know, again, I'm not really a fan of the reissuing, other than to block the flippers out there if you can't get it. What do you guys do, man? Is this for me, this is a forget about it, because I wasn't really kind of interested in it. But what do you guys rate on the Giant Man and Wasp?
I mean, it's forget about it for me. I mean, I understand it's great. It's a very expensive pack if you can't get it from them, but yeah.
Sleeping with the fishes for me.
There you go.
I mean, if you have the HasLab Giant Man, it makes sense. This 2-pack was released before the Giant Man HasLab was shipped.
Yeah.
And people missed out on it. And then when Giant Man started to ship, this was getting doubled or triple the value on third party. So it's for folks that missed it out, they can get it back at retail price.
Yeah.
So it, as you can see, fits well with Giant Man HasLab. Separately, not too sure. It's a forget about it for me. If you missed it, it's a great chance to pick it up at a good price.
The only thing I like is that it looks like there's fists coming out of his beakers.
Yeah, exactly. Interesting kind of scenario. Well, again, this is up on the yesterday the 13th. He is on fan channel, so it's still widely available. So if you want this, you got an opportunity to get this. Don't pay second market for that because the original one is up there in pricing.
Well, it is sold out on Big Bad Toy Store, and it is sold out on Hasbro Pulse.
So that's leaves Entertainment Earth, and I don't think it's on Amazon. So from there, interesting one that popped up. I didn't even see, like, he's just dropping stuff, and there's a reason why that joke is in the beginning of the show, because he's just doing all kind of things. But McFarlane decided that he needed another scale, and I think he picked actually the right product to do another scale in, because Marvel Rivals, everyone's talking about it. Everyone loves Marvel Rivals. Look pretty good, but these are obviously, remember, he can't do figures, he can only do statues. So this is the Marvel Rivals 1/6 scale statue that he's doing. The Hulk looks pretty good now.
Yeah, I mean, this is Sleep with the Fishes for me.
Yeah, no
I mean,
statues for me.
It's like, I mean, I could pay fucking money for a statue or the same amount of money for a figure, so I just don't. I'm not. It's whatever. Just like, see ya next.
Like,
yeah, I thought
we're gonna walk through a convention and Todd's gonna see. He's gonna have to look on his
Hey
face.
man, look, I'll be honest with Todd right up front. I'll be like, look, man, your figures suck, but you were influential in comics. You're influential in action figures. You've done what you've done. However, you just can't pull your head out of your ass and make good figures anymore. So it's not anyone's problem other than your own. Like, back the fuck off and let someone else run your company. That's all I would say.
All I said was hello.
All I said was what everyone else needs to. You have too many people.
No, see, I thought these were cool looking figures until I just found out that they're not figures, they're not statues. Figures. And now this is trash. This goes straight to the bottom of the
Yeah.
Okay. Well, see, again, we have to have a Todd in there. Sorry, Todd. We tried. You failed. So this
is the cement block section.
Yeah, this one is not looking good. Look, I think if he were able to get the Marvel Legends license, I would not want that to happen. I think Hasbro's doing a pretty good job. But I don't know, I understand there's a market for this. I'm not quite understanding it, but hey, it's worthy to put it on. He just dropped that November 25th. If you want to pre-order that, anyone else out there, you're able to do that. Nope. When we're wrong, we're wrong. And every now and then I like to bring up something to say to ourselves. We rip on Mr. McFarlane. Well, we said the Super 7 just absolutely made nothing but garbage. But I will say that we've been going into stores lately, and the one thing I will say the Super 7 does, they do a pretty good version of these little Godzilla figures. And they've been popping up, and they've got the 2002 version and Destroyer that's hitting the market. So if you guys are out there, you can go to Target. They're exclusively there. The only thing that I think Super 7 has a problem with is that this is not a $35 figure. But they look good though. So they're getting it half right. They have things for two price. It did look good.
No one at Super 7 talks to the other fucking person. You're gonna charge $35 for this figure, and then somehow the dude on the other side of the building justifies the reaction figures that are 3 3/4 for $25. Yep. So for $10 more, you get how much more fucking figure? Like, the pricing in Super 7 makes zero fucking sense. The figures are good. This is great. This is fantastic. These are great. I think they're great. They're 7-inch scale. But based on your reaction figure, number one, this is a little too pricey, but shouldn't this be like $70 to match in alignment with your reaction figures?
Yeah, I thought I saw 34, and I actually had to look at it twice because I thought that was a mistake. I said, "Oh no, am I looking at $14.99?" I was like, "No, they actually are charging that amount for that pricing." I think they kind of went over it. That's the one thing I will say is that when they do have something that looks nice, and now we've seen this at Target, they may want $34. This is going to be on clearance because we'll go there. And, you and I will both just walk into place and we're like, yeah, because I've seen most of these figures on clearance. But look, man, we kind of like rag them. And, we got to give them credit on that. And then Commander Bly says, these look decent for the price. I'll have to watch some reviews before I purchase. That's true. That's true.
Well,
So-
hang tight because we got some information on that coming up. So
Yep. But, I'll say for me, it sleeps with the fishes. Unfortunately, on price wise, it sleeps with the fishes.
It's gonna be a Bandai for me, brother. Because Super 7, not my jam for Godzilla
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
I'll stick to the legends.
Dr. Brentley, is he going to the bottom of the radioactive volcano? Or
How big are these? Are
Seven
they
inch.
7?
yeah.
7-inch
Yeah.
McFarlane size.
Oh, okay. I thought these were bigger.
No,
So,
no.
yeah,
No,
you're changing
no.
my mind again. So yeah, these maybe you forget about it because they looks cool. The thing I really appreciate is that they come with scaled like vehicles or buildings.
Yeah.
You know, that's cool. So
Yeah.
you can see that, but yeah, it is
Yeah,
a little
until-
pricey for that size.
Until you line it up against like your Maximum Hulk and the Hulk's towering over Godzilla, and you're wondering what the hell's going on here.
Yeah, it's like you're watching an Ang Lee movie all over again. Sucks.
Well, like I
Yeah,
said
yeah.
again, but you got it halfway right. Super 7, keep working, keep chugging up that little mountain.
You're so fucking close.
Yeah,
you're
you're close.
you're almost
You're
there.
You got it.
Yeah.
Like I said again, we went from just totally bashing you to the point where we're like, yeah, you guys are doing pretty good. You just got to just work on the pricing point. So from there, guess what? There is something good for pricing. If you're out there looking for some classified figures, well, there's something that may give you hope. Now, if you popped over to Walmart, you've seen that you could get some of these Star Wars figures and droids for like $5-8 now due to the pre-Black Friday sales. Well, over on Amazon, you can start getting some of these retro card backs between $14 and $17. And these are the options right now. So if you are looking and you played that long game for classified, this is the time to actually pull the trigger, because normally these were at $24.99. Now they actually are up to $27. So that's awesome. So if you're looking to save a little money and the long game is there, I saw that. I thought I'd put it in just because there's some great figures right here that you get at a nice price, man.
Moocher's already got these.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
But see, he keeps all the retro card backs, though. He's not selling those.
And this is also at a price where you can buy two, where you can open one and keep one on the card
if you wanted to. So, and the card backs, I will say, on these are much better than the generation ones they were doing. Way more sturdier than they are. They're able to hold up. So, again, these are worth it. You're just looking for, if you're a photographer, you want some Joes to put in some background scenes and everything, but you don't want to pay that high price and you can't find these characters at Ross or any discount place. It's pretty good prices for you. And again, they've got some discounts over on Walmart Plus that they're doing over there, where you can go over there and check. But they had some classified figures from their Night Force line that were at better prices. But the Star Wars Black Series, I saw they had some Jedis and they had some droids and everything for like $5 and $8 over there. So they're really trying to, let's be honest, dump their stock of stuff they've kept in warehouses. And
it was called the Acolyte Collection.
No, that's all at Ross. That's all at Ross. These are actual droids and things you really want. So,
oh wow, okay.
They had a stormtrooper for $10 and everything. So check that out. Check Walmart. But that's it for us over here at the Pre-Order Mafia. We can hurt everybody. But from there, it's time for classic news on SKN. There you go. We'll run through these right quick. We got some interesting stuff. If you haven't seen the trailer, it dropped. The Mario Brothers Galaxy. It was a great trailer. Have you guys seen the trailer?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have.
As excited about it? What do you think about it?
I mean, they dropped so many different trailers this past. I mean, it was like Devil Wears Prada 2, Mario, Toy Story. They're teasing everything, just waiting for Doomsday teaser. But this is going to make a hell of a lot of money too, man. And the first Mario was great. Literally just watched it with my daughter today. The Mario movie. She just, it's so good. It's so surprisingly good. And if it's anything like the first, it's going to make a ton of money.
Absolutely. It opens April 3rd, 2026. Dr. Brittany, thoughts on the trailer? Are you excited about Mario Galaxy?
Yeah, I mean, the first one was great. And
Yeah,
like Rad said, any movie that you can watch with your kid and you're not just tearing your own eyes out, is a good thing. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I love the first one.
absolutely. We'll go to the next story. And it's all you, Mr. Brentley. The bridge is yours, sir.
Star Trek reboot at Paramount. They're finally getting through this. Jonathan Goldstein and John Francis Daly are reportedly lined up to write, produce, and are cast to direct a new Star Trek movie for Paramount Pictures. According to Deadline, Goldstein and Daly's film is a completely new take on the Star Trek universe and not connected to any previous or current television series, movie, or prior movie development projects. Very smart idea.
Yes.
No word yet on when this new Star Trek movie will begin shooting or its release date. Their screenwriting credits include Spider-Man Homecoming, Horrible Bosses, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2, The Incredible Burt Wonderstone, but also they directed the
Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves.
Yeah.
And Game Night. So, they're good. I'm looking forward to it.
Like I said, if it couldn't be us doing it, Section 31 Part 2, no, I don't think there'll be another Section 31. Actually, I'll tell people when the new movie is coming out. Right after season 2 of the new Star Trek Starfleet Academy, because they just basically told our buddy over there, Secret Hideout, bye-bye. They did not renew his contract, so they're going to wait for that show probably a year after that show ends to get the bad Star Trek taste out of people's mouth, and then they'll probably drop this and reboot everything. And I think that's a very smart plan. It was a mess what they did to Star Trek. I thought this is one of the better franchises. It deserves better.
Yeah. First of all, how can it be worse when you have more content than when you have none? This is a worse time for Star Trek than when they canceled Enterprise and we didn't have anything for like 10 years.
Absolutely. Mr. Maddox, what's your thoughts on this?
I'm excited.
There you go.
I'm excited for it. I love the stuff. So we'll see. I think it's cool. I think look, if you're just going to keep recycling franchises, I think this is the right way to do it, where it's not connected to anything. There's nothing involved in it. It's just a whole new take on the concept, the idea, exploration, space. Like, I think it's good. I think you got to remember that, Gene Roddenberry didn't have anything to reference either and just came up with it. So I think it's a really smart way to start utilizing IPs, and I hope that there's some IPs. Look, there's some IPs you can't do it with, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
but there's other ones that you can do it with, and I think that this is one that you theoretically can. So,
absolutely. And Rad, any thoughts?
May the force be with us.
Commander Blythe said the Star Wars is the same thing with too much content that ended up to be 70% of slop, and he's absolutely right. Well, again, now we've got a sponsor on the show and sponsor most of our stuff, Bandai and everything else like that. And we've always thought to ourselves, hey, man, we love the stuff they're doing. But if you know me, these guys here, we're a Godzilla fan and we love all things kaiju. So, what we had to do? We had to actually create an actual kaiju-based video series that's going to be on the network. And we've got a little teaser of what the opening will be. That's right. The Kaiju Files will be hitting your airways here on SKN, and it is actually sponsored by Bandai. So while there'll be little things about all the kaijus, we'll be taking some step-by-steps. We'll be talking about things like, Monarch and all kind of things. But also the best part about it, you'll see some great products that Bandai is making that are kaiju-based. And Mr. Maddox was just lovely enough to shoot that stuff for us. And it's going to be a little different. They're going to be faceless videos, but they're going to be instructions. But we're going to go through all the kaijus out there, certain movies, certain situations, and just try to get a lot of people involved into what the world of kaiju is. Good job on that bumper, Steve. Yeah, Steve's working his butt off, man. I give him credit for that. Guys, you know, we've seen some of the Bandai stuff. They've sent us some phenomenal things that are just absolutely mind blowing. You know, and I know we're all fans of the. Okay, give me coffee to see. Wow, Dark Witcher. Wow.
All right, he said it.
Yeah, he did. Sorry, Steve. No coffee.
Sorry, Meeks. No, you didn't. You didn't want that.
Yeah. But one of the aspects on it is that look, we've seen some of the incredible stuff that Bandai's doing, but also some kaijus. It gives us some monster fighting SmackDown stuff that's about to hit the channel. How you guys feeling about the kaiju files?
Yeah, I mean, look, the stuff they have. I have probably my favorite one that's on this table that I have to soak it in before I have to give it back to you at your house. I'm not going to show it because I know we're doing a video on it.
Yeah.
But look, it's been fun shooting these. I'm excited to do the next one, and thanks to Bandai for sending that out. And you know, the video is coming soon. So I think it's great. It's a lot of fun. So
yeah. I think what makes it different too is that, you know, the products match the videos, and that's what makes it fantastic. If you get really sensational products, and then you can actually cut a series to it as well, it's a win-win right here. Damn, I lost that coffee already. Didn't event make it? Well, I think he meant it didn't even make it to the end of the show and everything. I'm sorry, brother. But you know, hey man, that's the end of plastic news this week. We'll roll the trailer, and then it's all you, Rad. I guess we're not going to roll the plastic news out.
You know what? That's why we don't buy coffee for Steve.
You
just got your coffee back.
He almost made it. He almost made it.
He puts this beautiful trailer together and he drops the damn ball
right there.
Just drops the damn ball.
Goes up 3 steps, goes back 5 steps. Wow, man! But hey, it's time for the magical thing of the night. We told everyone that we were going to do. Right, Mr. Rad?
That's right. That is right. I guess Chet was also fired, so he's gone. But Chet, how are we going to do this givey?
So we're gonna do something. We're gonna do something that I actually saw that I really like. We are going to do the wheel of names. Wherever it is. Hold on. That's not it.
Wheel of names.
There you go.
So we're gonna do the wheel of names, and we'll do it like this.
And again, here it is. One more time for channel subscribers, and we'll do givvies every so often. So again, it's worth it. And just to support the show, but we'd like to give back to the community. We might have some Bandai stuff next week or the week after. Transformers 2-pack here for channel subscribers. But again, we appreciate the support. Whether you're a channel member, part of the SK Army, the Elite, or you're just hanging out with us, it's all the same. Much love, man, as you help us just continue to do the stuff that we love, talking about pop culture, action figures, collectibles. So remember, Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Pacific time, Toy Box Chronicles featuring Mr. Storm, Chet Maddox Skelly, a new welcomed addition to the SKN team, and then obviously here PPI. So Chet, here it is for the givey. Should we spin?
Yes, we need a number to shuffle.
Shuffle. First number we see. Throw the number in the chat.
I just need a number. And then starting our next giveaway, we're gonna do deduction. So the last person left.
Yeah, come on, Black. We'll break it down 6 or 7. Like we're
gonna take Meeks 2.
We're gonna take 2. Meeks' 2 is what we're taking, huh? All right, so we'll shuffle once, twice, and then here we go.
And the winner is
Commander Bly.
So it's not rigged.
That's Dr. Brentley's alt account.
He was just already cancel orders.
I like Commander Bly 6'7", 6'7".
Wait, Bly didn't win before, right?
No, he never.
Okay. Otherwise, there's going to be some, count the votes. We don't want to. We have rigged moocher.
Well,
so just make sure. I think
obviously
the guys will get
not
your
rigged
stuff.
Not rigged tonight. Not rigged tonight.
The guys will get your stuff, and we'll ship that out to you this coming week, man. But thanks as always, Bly, for being a loyal community member, hanging out with us all the time, having fun, man, making us laugh. Super appreciative of. Literally one of the first, the founding, and I consider part of the SKN team. So much appreciated. But I think that's what we had. We went extra long, man. I love all the stuff. So again, thanks for hanging out this fine Friday evening. Is this a Dominion machine? I was waiting. I would like when I said count the votes, I'm like, who's gonna say Dominion? Here it comes. And we count on Moocher for saying that. So Steve, he's no longer with us. So I don't know who you're thinking.
Steve was fired before we spun that wheel, man.
Yeah. So cool. Well, any last final thoughts, gentlemen, before we wrap things up? I know again we got the SoCal Joe show coming up.
December 7th.
What's the 7th? Yep.
If you're in Des Moines, Iowa this weekend, Deadly Diorama is going to be at an event and everything. It's a Joe event out there, and it's assembly required. So stop in and see. I saw the guys that were on the Facebook group, and they were all setting up and everything. Looks like a great ton of event. So you can capitalize on picking up those Amazon actual ones, and then go down and get some stuff from probably some great customizers, some actual toy rares. I know Rise and Nexus will be there. A lot of great figures in line. So really good show, really good community show. Those are the ones you want to attend. So Deadly Diorama, Des Moines, Iowa, assembly required, code name Iowa. Make sure you guys are checking it out. If you go over to plasticnews.com, you can actually check the calendar over there and all your entertainment news, anything from toys and entertainment. But the calendar is every show that you can think of. And I'm talking about every show. They had like the Back Alley San Francisco Waterway convention. I didn't even know this was an actual convention they did. But you can find everything on that calendar there, every event throughout the United States. Is a great source of information for you. You can even actually sync it up to your Google Calendar and what other systems, Mr. Maddox?
Anything, iCal, Outlook, Apple, anything.
Yeah, so we thank Plastic News for also being a sponsor. But guys, remember plasticnews.com, where you get your toy and entertainment news from. That's all the spiel I got this week, Rad. And actually, you can see it on the screen right there. Everything is right there for you. Sync it to your phone, sync it to your actual laptop, whatever you got to use. But you can get it right there. He gives you directions, man. Wow. And Commander Bly actually said, it's actually on there, man. The San Francisco Fentanyl convention. Yep, they got that there, man. It's the back alleyway. Got to knock on the door 3 times, and then I wouldn't suggest that you don't go down there alone, though.
Yeah.
Well, Rat, that's it.
That's it.
That's it. Brother.
That's it. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, and we'll see you this coming Wednesday on Toy Box Chronicles. Have a great weekend. Talk to you soon.